come as a spaniel.
Greetings, viewer. How are you doing? Welcome back to Full Record Jacket, or in the case of Ben, full head of something. What
It's all got little ears, look.
is this? Is this a Jamiroquai tribute?
It's one of those what they call it. It keeps your head warm in winter.
Did he wear one of those Jamiroquai?
No,
No,
he
he
wore
wasn't.
big
Yeah,
thing
those.
head. It
For
makes
some
me look.
reason,
I've got lamb chop sideburns. It's because I've got crap hair, Phil. So I'm wearing a hat because I've got rubbish hair. But it does make me look like a spaniel.
now we are here to discuss the thing that has been talked about for over a week in the media, but we haven't talked
Adele
about it yet.
quitting touring.
We didn't want to jump on the hashtags like all the other YouTube
bring back Adele
channels, and we're not really talking about Adele, of course. We are talking about the big upcoming gig. In fact, more than one upcoming gig. There's quite a few of them in August 2025. And the thing is, Ben, you got the tickets.
It clearly says on my pad here, talk about Adele. Yes, I got tickets, Philster. And guess what? I got mine on Friday, so I didn't have to queue.
You were in the pre-sale, so you didn't get...
I was in the pre-sale, and I went to pick up my cousin from Australia from the train station, and I'd popped to my friend's pick something up. I was 7,000th in the queue for Wembley. By the time I picked him up from the train station, I was 3,000th in the queue. And then I realised I didn't have my wallet on me. So I had to get back to my house, which is about 11, 12 minutes away. And I had to get back in 8 minutes in order. Anyway, I got back. As I walked through the door, I was first in the queue. Asked for 4 tickets, couldn't get them. Asked for 2 tickets, couldn't get them. So then I tried restricted view, which apparently means you just stand outside the stadium and listen to it. And
people will be doing that, won't they?
Yes, yeah. And then I just gave up, and I just thought, I can't be. But why does it not let me have any ticket? And then I just thought, you know what? I'll try Cardiff, and I went for the first date of the tour, which I think I will have jealousy because I want to see him later on. But I'm going to be there at the gig that matters. And I literally joined the queue, and it said, you are third in the queue. And then I got in and got my tickets. And then I went in, and I did get hit by this pricing thing. Because when I originally went in, the tickets were £106 each. And they were advertised at 75 for the standing. Seating. I'm sat because I'm old and my knees can't take standing. And then I clicked the back button by mistake. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? And then I went back in, and the tickets had gone up to £200 each in the same block I was in before.
No way,
yeah. So I thought, well, they were only £100 a minute ago. So I pressed the back button, went back in again, and I got them for £102 each.
If only all these other people had known that trick, maybe they wouldn't have had to pay 650 quid.
Well, my next door neighbour, who happens to live next door to me, he bought 2 tickets, and they were £1,000 for the 2 in Scotland. That's the most money anybody's ever spent to go to Scotland. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, I've got my tickets. I'm going to the first gig. And to be fair, I did say to somebody, I have spent a lot of money over the last 29 years buying Oasis stuff, posters, custom done paintings of the covers, all the singles, all the imports, the limited edition box sets, the Be Here Now tour, what was the last album called? Dig Out Your Soul tour, all the gigs I went to, all this sort of stuff. I should have been able to ride an elephant into the Principality Stadium and park my elephant wherever the hell I want and watch that gig for free. But it didn't happen. So I am going, and I can't wait. It's going to be mega.
It won't be televised.
It won't be televised. The guns have fallen silent.
So I was going to ask. I mean, it's been discussed ad infinitum. I mean, the level of media coverage to me now seems to be on a par with what it was in 1996, 1997.
Yeah. Well, they've just put on 2 extra dates today at Wembley. But 7.2 million people logged on to get 1.2 million tickets.
What I find
over 10% of the country.
What I find a bit ironic is the media are going mad about Oasis now, but from about 2000 or maybe even earlier, 99, till basically the last 10 years of the band's touring career, they didn't give them any hype at all.
No.
They basically ignored them, more or less, didn't they?
Yeah, and now they're like the saviours of...
Yeah. So if you're so excited about them now with 2024, why weren't you that excited about them in, say, 2005?
Do you know why? Because when they went, finally everybody probably realised we've got nothing to... You don't miss something until it's gone. Until it's not there, you don't realise what it meant. You don't realise its value. You don't realise the impact it has on you. And I could be wrong, but if anybody can tell me who has stepped up from the British music scene or the American music scene in the last 15 years who have said, come on, let's have it.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, this is a longer discussion, isn't it, about the collapse in popularity in the mainstream of guitar bands, basically, and those sort of indie rock bands. It's amazing. I heard the other day Ocean Colour Scene, and I was thinking, there was a time when Ocean Colour Scene, that's been played on daytime Radio 1.
Yeah.
And you don't hear anything like that on
the
radio now. And is it partly because I think Noel Gallagher more or less said this in an interview once? He said that in the 90s, the mainstream was them, Primal Scream, all these bands, and he said it was a lot of it was a load of reprobates on drugs, basically, or something like that. That is a thing, isn't it? And Noel Gallagher said they hated us being the mainstream. They preferred if it was solo artists who do what they're told.
Yeah. Well, he said that about Harry Styles, didn't they?
Yeah. And I think is that part of it that the industry would prefer to have all these solo pop stars because they are a bit more controllable, and bands, of course, are harder to control and have a habit of breaking up. So if you invest in promoting a band, you never know when they're going to fall out with each other. So in terms of pure commerce, it makes more sense to be hyping up these individual artists who can just sort of be, if they become a problem, we'll just replace them with the next one.
But
maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you do. I mean, I was going to say, I suppose the Arctic Monkeys stood up, but then their last couple of albums have been very divisive because they're like lounge rock. It's very sort of, it's almost sickly, if that. And then,
yes, I can't comment too much because I haven't listened to them, but I know some people don't like the recent stuff. But they haven't been. See, I don't know. There are younger people that are into bands like Oasis and into the 90s stuff. But obviously there's not as many of them as there were in the 90s because lots of them are instead listening to hip-hop and Dua Lipa and whatever.
Yeah.
So
Taylor Swift.
Can it ever come back into the mainstream, having bands? There are not many bands that are having that huge amount of success. There are cult bands that have got followings, and you watch these festivals on TV like Glastonbury and Reading. Clearly, a lot of these bands have got followings that make them look popular when you see their gigs on TV. But obviously, they're not as big as the bands were in the 90s.
I suppose we're in a paradox, almost like the 80s, where you sort of what your classes, you sort of like the Smiths, they never really were like number one single, number one single, number one. It
No,
was,
they were more of a cult in a way. They were.
yeah, and that's almost where this music has gone. It is sort of,
I know what you mean, because there was, if you go back to the 80s, the bands like the Smiths and the Fall and the Jesus and Mary Chain
yeah,
and all those bands,
Echo and the Bunnymen, etc.
they were mainly being played on the evening session on Radio 1, weren't they? Or
Yeah,
John Peel's show, rather than being in the charts. In the charts, it was more likely to be Wham or Michael Jackson or
yeah.
or
Because you
whatever.
think the 60s, you had the Beatles, Stones, 70s, you had Zeppelin, and all these other bands coming through. And then it was like, it's almost like everybody just went, oh, I've just had enough of that. I just want to listen to Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, well, you had punk in the late 70s, didn't you? And then there was new wave. New wave then
a bit scarred, didn't you?
Became New Romantics, and then it all went
bit
that sort of 80s
synth pop, all that sort of synthesizers, and Nick Kershaw and Aztec Camera and all that sort of stuff. Which I'm not saying were bad. I do like tracks by all of those artists I've just mentioned, but what you'd class as out and out rock, there wasn't a Led Zeppelin. I mean, David Bowie was doing that silly song with Mick Jagger. The Stones really weren't hitting the heights.
A lot of the 60s and 70s people struggled in the 80s, didn't they? Because they looked very different to what was in the mainstream.
Yeah, and then you look at the late 80s when you had the Happy Mondays and the Stone Roses come out. They weren't getting number ones and singles and all that sort of stuff.
They were on independent labels at that time as well.
Yeah,
exactly. They didn't have all the marketing as well. So,
and then you go into the early 90s and it was dominated by things like Lisa Stansfield, Eddie Reader, and I think hip hop was sort of coming in, but even that wasn't really in the mainstream. And it wasn't until, I suppose, Blur and Suede and Nirvana and those sort of bands sort of came about that it started sort of changing back into sort of guitar-based music, I think. Shakespeare's Sister.
Yeah, well, I think it was what would you call it? The baggy indie stuff.
Yeah.
Happy Mondays and even things like The Farm and The Charlatans.
Yeah.
They got played a bit on Radio 1 in the early 90s, but they weren't as big as the later Britpop stuff.
Yeah.
And then when that sort of slightly faded a bit, there was American grunge for a while, wasn't it? Or American alternative rock. That was mainly Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Don't forget the Tesh Crash Dummies or whatever they were.
And then you had Oasis, and of course it has to be said that Blur established themselves as pretty bigly before Oasis.
Bigly? Did you just use the word bigly?
Pretty big. Blur became...
Oh, look, there's Bigly Smalls.
Well, they were EMI, weren't they, Blur?
Yes, yeah. Were they on food as well, weren't they?
Yeah, it was EMI, really. But
yeah.
Of course, Park Life, they had a couple of albums, then Park Life became very big in the mainstream in the spring of '94. So that was a big album at that time, just before Oasis was, around the time Oasis did the first couple of singles. So Blur were really maybe the first one to really break the mainstream in a big way.
Yes, yeah. But I'll tell you what, a little quiz for you.
Yeah.
A starting 11. Here we go. A little quiz for you. Starting 11. It's what you normally do in the football quiz. I will ask you so Park Life came out in 94?
Yes.
Right. What I want you to do is, I'm just going to bring it up now. I don't want you cheating. I want you to give me a starting 11. So of the two albums from that year, you've got Definitely Maybe and Park Life. I want you to see if you can name me the tracks from Park Life. How many tracks can you name? I'll tell you what, I'll give you till I've counted to 30 in my head. I can see the timer. It's on 14:47.
Have you got a list of the tracks from Park Life in front of you?
I've got a list in front of me. We've got 10-second countdown.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
Okay.
And you've got to see how many you can name. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Girls and Boys,
Yeah.
Tracy Jacks,
Yeah.
to the End,
Yeah.
Bank Holiday,
Oh, I should have chosen
Lot
better.
105.
Oh, God.
There's gaps here, though. I won't remember all of these. London Loves, Trouble in the Message Centre, Clover Over Dover, To the End. I've said that already. This Is a Low. What haven't I mentioned? Magic America.
Right, you're out your 30 seconds, and that experiment's going to be absolutely useless because I forgot what a bloody nerd you were. So
Which ones did I miss?
Well, I can't remember now because I gave up halfway through. But if you went up to the average man in the street and said, "Name me the tracks from Park Life," or "Name me the tracks from Definitely Maybe," you're going to get more tracks off of Definitely Maybe.
Yeah, well, I can tell you all the tracks on Definitely Maybe as well if you want. But
go on then, because look what I got.
Okay, and I've got to try and do it in order, haven't I? Really?
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Star, Shaker
Yeah.
Maker, Live Forever, Up in the Sky, Columbia, Supersonic.
Well, I've got the vinyl version, so there's an extra track in there.
Yeah, okay, sad song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Supersonic, Bring It On Down.
Yeah.
Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Yeah. Last 3.
Digsy's Dinner.
Yeah.
Slide Away.
Greatest Oasis song of all time.
Married with Children.
It is Married with Children. Now, I've got the box set. I've also got, well, everybody knows because I've got the tape and everything as well. We're going to run out of time to record a full show about Definitely Maybe. And I'm on holiday next week, aren't I, Phil, to get my white bits tanned. So we did promise we'd do it. We'll do a proper thingy on the Mono Valley stuff and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, my experiment basically took a pee all over my chips there, didn't it? Because I forgot that I was dealing with a super mega nerd.
Yeah, but I didn't get all of the tracks on Park Life, did I?
No, you didn't.
I didn't actually say the title song. I didn't say Park Life, did I? So
you didn't say Park Life. You didn't say Bad Head, Debt Collector. I don't think you said Far Out.
No, I didn't
Trouble
say
in
that.
the Message. Jubilee. Did you say Jubilee?
No, I didn't say that either.
You got This Is Low and Lot. So you got most of them, dude. I didn't realise. I always forget what a big long album Park Life was.
I'll tell you how many I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Did I get about 9? I think
you got 9, which is a good shout. I was going to sort of make the point that Part Life as an album isn't as memorable. Well, it's not as memorable as Definitely Maybe anyway, and I just chose a rubbish way to go about it, to be fair. So, but yeah, I do feel bad. We're not going to talk about the controversy with the tickets. We just want to know people's, what gigs they're going to. I know Sam Shoegaze 93. He didn't get tickets.
No.
He didn't get tickets, but he did. I don't know if he sent it to you, but I got a very nice video clip of him singing some Oasis to me. So, which was nice. I do appreciate it. It does make me smile on a daily basis. So, but yeah, where were we anyway in our discussion about Definitely Maybe? Because I threw it with my useless quiz.
Well, we're technically discussing the Oasis reunion.
Oh, yes, we were, weren't we? Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you,
yeah.
I don't know whether you've done this because I did mention it the other day, and I don't know whether you've written a list, but I think we can pretty much tell me if I'm wrong here, but I think we can pretty much guess what the Oasis set list will be next August. I think we can guess. I'm pretty sure that you're going to get all those big songs in there. Would you agree they're going to do Live Forever? They're going to do Supersonic. They're going to do.
They will open. They've got to open with In the Bushes.
You think they will?
I think they'll walk on to that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Would they open with Hello?
I don't know. That's an interesting one. Didn't Liam open his Nebworth with Hello?
He did indeed. I was there, Phil. I was there.
So I'm thinking it's kind of, Rock and Roll Star is the kind of obvious opener, isn't it? But
I would
didn't
have
they
thought
also?
Angel Child.
This could get this could get nerdy, but didn't they also open when they played at Nebworth in '96? Didn't they start with Columbia?
Did they start with Columbia?
I'm
I
feeling
think
that
they might have done.
I think they did. It was a sort of slow burn started rather than just rocking out. It was a sort of let's get everybody.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
like almost like a warm up, really, before the. I'm
Or
sure
would
it
you
started.
start with "It's Getting Better, Man"? It's getting better, man.
I would have thought they would start with something better known than that,
Yeah.
but
Born on a Different Cloud, very underrated. That song.
they're surely obviously going to do "Don't Look Back in Anger," "Wonderwall," possibly "Stand by Me." They're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to do "Some Might Say," aren't they? And they're going to do "Champagne Supernova." Surely,
They've got to do that. I would have thought they're not.
"Acquiesce."
Yeah, I think they could do. I'd like to see them do Layla, "Shock of the Lightning," "Hindu Times," Little by Little.
Maybe this is the question I have: Are they going to do some of the songs that are not from the '90s? Because this is being hyped up as a '90s nostalgia fest.
Yeah.
But they did actually make songs that were not in the '90s as well.
Yeah,
So
Go
are they
Let It
going to,
Out. I think that's
are
a
they going to do
great.
that?
I think you got things like "Lord Don't Slow Me Down." Have you ever heard that one from the film? That's a
Yeah.
great track. I think there's got to be the master plan's got to be play. I can't see them doing "Pass Me Down the Wine." Or your little favourite, "Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is."
I do enjoy "Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is,"
Yeah,
even though
yeah,
it does feel a little bit unfinished. I know it's been slagged off by people. And
yeah.
people say it's lyrically not very complete, whatever. But I do kind of
And
dig that. But
"Slide Away."
they can't believe they would do that though.
No,
Slide Away, yes, a Slide Away is surely a certainty.
"Slide Away's got. It'd be interesting to know what they close on. I always like "Soldier On" as well. That's from one of the later albums, isn't it? That's from.
I can't see that being done. I
No,
would be pleasantly surprised if they did some unusual ones like that. Is there going to be a Noel acoustic section?
possibly.
They've got to give Liam's pipes a rest, haven't they, at some point?
Yeah. What about "Waiting for the Rapture"? Do you know what, dude? I'm gonna have to take my headphones out and run and get my charger. So you're gonna have to fill some space because my
Okay.
laptop's just gone. I'm gonna die. Screw you guys. I'm gonna die.
That did sound very South Park, didn't it? So what I've done, viewer, is I've made a list of my Oasis dream concert. Now, I'm not saying that this will be their set list. In fact, it almost certainly won't be. And I'm not saying that this should be the set list, because if they did this,
you're supplying,
a lot of people would probably be disappointed.
losing control.
But if they did this set list, I would love it. So when Ben gets back, I'll read it. If he hasn't turned into John Travolta.
On you. Oh no, that's the wrong charger. This is not going well, Philster. Gotta shape up, cause I need a friend. Where the hell did I put my charger? Gotta shape up. I think I know where it is. I'll be back in a minute.
I don't know whether we should keep an ear out to hear what he sings next, or whether I should just read this list to you, although I would rather get Ben's reaction to that. So we'll see if he can actually get
one. I got the right one, baby.
I'm just going to let him carry on.
Yes. I'm back. And I got power. Yes. Oh. I tell you what, you don't get this on James Hargreaves, do you?
You don't. Now, as I was saying, I've got here a set list of my Oasis dream concert. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying this should be their concert, because I don't think this would probably go down well with the general ticket buying public. But this is a concert. If I were having it done just for me, this would be I would love this Oasis concert. So do you want to hear my slightly left of centre
You do realise if you don't start with Wonderwall, you're going to lose anybody under the age
I
of
know exactly.
30. So
It's Wonderwall's not on this set. And Don't Look Back in Anger's not on this set either. Not that I don't like the songs, but
God,
this is
Filsa,
just
you are losing the popular votes here.
this is a concert just to please me, and I don't care whether other people like it or not. Okay. But you see, the thing with me is I tend to treat all Oasis songs equal. I don't know.
From this angle, it looks like I've got really rubbish
Barnet.
wig. Yeah, I look like a 70s game show host.
There's a London tube station that fits that. I think it's called High Barnet.
It is, yeah. I look like Noel Edmonds.
In the 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we? Okay, so where was I with this? Yeah, I tend to, if I listen to Oasis, I do like to have I like to listen to the B-sides as much as the hits or the album tracks and whatever, right?
Yeah,
so
I'm back in the room.
My dream gig is going to kick off. This is a bit of a weird dream gig, okay?
Is it one of those weird dreams where you wake up and you're like, I've done a shame?
Yeah, well, it's going to start. My dream gig starts without Liam, okay? Because we're holding him back. He's going to come on. So the first song is sung by Noel. Can you guess what the first song is? It's going to be sung by Noel.
Is it early or late Oasis?
It's kind of in the middle. I suppose it probably counts as late. It's not 90s.
Is it Little by Little?
No.
No, it can't be Little by Little.
I just quite like this as an idea of this as a starter. It's going to be full on.
Oh yeah, B-side. Yeah, that's a great track. I'd love to see that with Liam singing it. But that's the B-side from.
I think it's the B-side from Sunday Morning Call, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So this is going to no misses in this song. This is going to be full on, and then next it is full on because Liam's swaggering on, and he's going to do some rock and roll. The Hindu Times.
Oh yeah, great track. Bit U2-y, I find the Hindu Times.
Yeah, this is virtually a kind of a B-side concert. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if the concert that the general public want is the A-side, this is my B-side to that. If you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the U2 track it borrows from? That down.
I'm trying to think what that is.
Is it The Real Thing? Whatever it is.
Is it even better than The Real Thing?
I think it might be. Yeah. That little guitar.
I haven't really noticed that similarity before, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a similarity to another song in a Noel Gallagher song. It's never happened before, but
never happened ever.
So after the Hindu Times, we've got another Liam vocal, and we're going Underneath the Sky.
A great track, very underrated track.
And from that,
yeah,
it's another, I think, underrated rocker.
Yeah,
it's a song that pretty much sums Liam up. My Big Mouth.
My Big Mouth. Did we talk about that one earlier?
I think you did mention it. I
think we did. Yeah, that's another great.
So we've got this quite rocking segment, and then I'm going to follow that with one that I've always liked. Bring It On Down.
Yes, you have always liked Bring It On. Almost was going to be the first single.
Yeah. So after that, again, it's another great early song. Up in the Sky.
Hey, you up in the sky, learning to. Sorry.
And then after that, we're going to keep the guitar noise going, but we're going to tone things down a little bit, slow things down a little bit with Listen Up.
Listen Up, yeah, I like that one.
And then this first
Hey,
segment
I'm
of the
gonna speak my mind.
this first segment of the show is going to.
Did you just say? You turned
It's
into Sean Connery.
yeah, it's going to conclude this first sort of quarter of the show with a Noel vocal, and it's Carry Us
Carry us all.
Yeah.
Because the faith in any God is gonna carry us
Because
all.
no one wants a 2-bit revolution or fighting a 2-bit revolution. Yeah.
Gonna fight in a 10 bob revolution.
That's it. So then, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe a bit of banter and whatever. Quick chance for a swig of water out of a bottle. And then Liam's going to come back on and we're going to get rocking again. It is The Turning.
From Dig Out Your Soul.
From Dig Out Your Soul. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we've got a bit of a duet. Well, it is a duet.
Duet Acquiesce.
It's Acquiesce. And now it's going to we're going to mellow down a little bit. We've got a mellow selection here. So it's acoustic Noel and a very popular acoustic B-side.
Talk Tonight.
Yes, and I think that could be part of the real show actually, but it's in my cult. It's in my cult personal show as well. And then the next one, you might be surprised at me putting this in here because it's a big hit ballad, but it's not Wonderwall and it's not Don't Look Back in Anger. It is Stop Crying Your Heart Out
from 2002. And weirdly, I didn't realise till I rewatched that video. Do you remember the video for it?
Yes, pretty good video, yeah.
Yeah, but she covers herself in petrol and then lights a match at the end. And I didn't really, I have never, until I watched it about 6 months ago, I never picked up on that. It's got quite a dark meaning.
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
And also, it was released in 2002, just in time for England to get knocked out of the World Cup. It played at the end of the BBC coverage or ITV.
That's right. Yes, I think I remember that now.
Yeah.
Next song, we have got another Noel vocal on this. Now, I think, for me, I think this is one of the greatest Noel Gallagher songs.
Master Plan?
It's from the album Standing on the Shoulder of Giants.
Sunday morning. Where did it all go wrong?
It's Where Did It All Go Wrong?
He hates those songs, those two. He hates, and I really like Sunday Morning Call and Where Did It All Go Wrong?
Well, I think Where Did It All Go Wrong? I've always thought that Where Did It All Go Wrong is really great. Was it? I mean, is that relating to his first marriage? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, or maybe the breakdown of Britpop itself.
Yeah,
from going.
Is it just that it came from a dark place? Is that why he doesn't like it?
I think so. Yeah, because he was coming off, quitting drugs and all that sort of stuff. But it is a very good song. That But it's what got the album a bit slated was the fact that there is those two back-to-back Noel songs in it. And they said it brought the tempo of the album down.
Yeah, and that's, you could argue that. We have talked, haven't we, about alternate track listings of Shoulder of Giants, but that's a different discussion. Next one is a Liam vocal, and you know how contrarian I am. I've gone for the song from the Morning Glory album, which always gets forgotten about, and I think I like it.
Now.
It is Hey Now, and I think Hey Now's good.
I think we said this before. It is.
I've heard people say negative things about it, and I really like this track.
If I was going to walk with my soul by the side of the road, just as the sky turned black, I'd probably take that track.
So there you go. Yeah, exactly. And next is another song that I've always liked since it first came out. And again, I think some people do actually like this. And I think it could have been a hit, but it was never put out as a single. But I think it would have been on the radio. The Girl in the Dirty Shirt.
Yes, you did mention this the other day. Yes, the girl who wears the dirty shirt, she knows exactly what she's worth to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's got a real nice guitar feel to it. Girl who wears the dirty shirt. So yes.
So the next one is a ballad. I think this is one of the best sort of. I've stopped crying a heart out. We've already had, but this is my other one. This is kind of like my alternative to having "Don't Look Back in Anger" or "Wonderwall" in the concert.
What album?
It's from "Be Here Now."
It's got to be "Don't Go Away" then.
It's "Don't Go Away." I do think that's I think that's a great vocal, but I think it's a great song, and I think it's a really emotive vocal from Liam.
It's written about Peggy Gallagher.
Exactly. So I think that's why it was so emotional, because it's about the mum. So
don't go away.
And then
I've got what you say.
I've got Noel. We've got another mellow.
The real
Noel
people
song.
might have something to say about that song, though.
Is it similar to one of their songs?
I think I sent you the link once. James Hargreaves did a thingy on it.
Okay.
Oh, there's Alexa reminding me to take my medicine. But yes, I will send you another link for it. It does.
Okay.
There is that whole don't go away. Say what you know. Say that you'll stay forever and a day. Yeah, that's I won't get myself into any legal trouble, but yeah.
Next is Noel's vocals on "One Way Road."
Great song, great track, B-side.
And after that, so "Don't Go Away" and "One Way Road", it's a little bit of a mellow part. We're going to get "Rockin' Again."
Yeah,
it's the only cover in this concert, and it is "Come On, Feel the Noise."
Feel the Noise.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't put "I Am the Walrus" in?
I haven't. Well, I hummed and hard about it, but I think I want to "Come On, Feel the Noise." So that's what I've got in there.
Great one. Yeah,
and that's going to go straight into "Head Shrinker."
Great track. I'm a head shrinker now, so I think we're going to have some fun.
So after those two barnstormers sung by Liam, we're going to keep the tempo reasonably high, but we got Noel with "The Importance of Being Idle"
from "Don't Believe the Truth," released as a single with Reese Ifans or whatever his name is in the video.
Yeah,
Zach Starkey on drums.
And then after that, I've decided I want a bit of slide guitar. I want a bit of Liam doing a scream.
Bon Jovi impression.
I want fading out in my show. Yeah.
They're going to bring on John Bond just to sort of Ricky Sambora just to sort of
Yeah. I can bring Johnny Depp if they want.
Get Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez and on stage.
I'm going now for my the last run of this show. This is kind of like it's not the encore, but it's the last part of it.
Yeah.
We're going to up in the tempo now, but we're going to sort of ease the tempo up with another of my all-time favorite Oasis songs. It was a hit. Go Let It Out.
Oh, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, debut single. Well, the debut single from that album. Yeah.
So Go Let It Out, and then after Go Let It Out, we're going to Step Out.
Stevie Wonder might have something to say about that.
He might do.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to see the set list.
He's not going to be able to see the set list, is he? No. I have said before, the best job in the world, Stevie Wonder's wardrobe buyer, because you'd just be, 10 grand a week, Stevie, to buy your clothes. Down a Primark, spend 100 quid, pocket £9,900 to yourself, and he's going out in what he thinks is Gucci, and it just says Primani on it. Not though but yeah.
I do think Step Out's good though, isn't it?
It is good. It was earmarked to be on Morning Glory, but obviously they would have had to have given most of the proceeds to Stevie Wonder. So
they were obviously too uptight to do that.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
And then we're going to rock on with Liam, and I think I'm going for this. A lot of people, I think, will agree with me on this though, because this is
what album?
It's from Be Here Now. It's a rocker from Be Here Now. And I think this could. I think that could have been a hit.
Hope I think I know I ever even hear you call, and if I stumble, catch me when I fall.
And so
great vocal as well.
And that's kind of the end of my show until the fake encore, because it's the encore that's been planned.
Yeah, I don't know why people do it. It really annoys me.
We got the fake encore, and the fake encore is basically a little tribute to the debut album. So, and because we're going to end it something that gets everybody going. So we're going to start this with Supersonic.
Yeah.
And then it's
See,
going
I
to be...
think before they come on stage,
Yeah.
Noel should have a guitar off stage, or the guitar he's going to be using, and just do that sliding down the fretboard as they come back on.
Yeah.
That would be mega.
So the Supersonic, then they're going to do Cigarettes and Alcohol.
Yeah.
And this show is going to end with
Diggs' Dinner.
Liam's favourite song.
Oh, Live Forever.
I believe it is his favourite song. And I think it's going to end with that.
I would have ended with Slide Away, maybe. Have you put Slide Away in?
Well, I haven't had room for everything in this show. So,
that just goes to show how many great tracks they are. But that is a good mix of B-sides and different eras.
If that gig was done for you, would you enjoy it?
I would, yeah. Yeah. Where do you think my hands are right now? That's how much I'm enjoying it.
So the question is for you, what do you think of my Oasis Dream concert? Am I crazy, or would you enjoy that show? Let us know in the comments. And what would your dream show be, apart from the usual snide comments about my dream show would be they fall out before they do the show and blah blah blah.
Why do you think I've gone to the first gig? Whee!
So there
and
you
we
go.
will do our Promise Stephanie Maybe deep dive, won't we? We will go through the Mono Valley tracks when I get back from Tanning.
Do you know what? I've already listened to the Mono Valley tracks.
Well, I've listened to some of them, but I need to open my ears to listen to some more. So
there you go, viewers. That's our contribution to the ongoing Oasis hype and discussion. Give us your thoughts, and we will be back soon. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.